Well, hello again. God bless you all. I am very excited to be back again. We're on day 10. Can you guys believe it? Day 10 already. It's going by very fast, but we are on day 10 of our 25 days of mental health tips and tricks. Welcome back. We're very excited to have you all with us and to be able to do this. Again, couple of things. Mandy and I are not doctors or counselors. We are just here trying to love on you guys. Mandy is the professional. She has taken courses and whatnot in there. And I am a professional pastor, and I do have an element of counseling, but not in a mental health capacity. But that's okay. We can still love on you guys. I personally struggle with some mental health issues, as does Mandy. So that's why our hearts are so sold out to being able to do a mental health type of thing for you guys, because we know what it's like to kind of just be left alone, so to speak, and left off to the side, and you just need to know that you are loved and cared for. So that's kind of the reasoning why we do this live stream or this YouTube channel and all of those things. But anyway, without further ado, let me just get on to day 10 already. Now, this day 10 is kind of one of those, I don't know, those tips that I personally, I need to do. So most of the tips and stuff that I've spoken about up to this point were things that, yes, absolutely, I want to do, and I do already. A lot of them I already do. But this one specifically is one that I will need to do. This one is a specific one that transcends more than just, like, let's say, for instance, like I said, these tips that we're doing are on the normal side of things. They're not a mental health tip per se, but what we do is we take the normal tip and then we turn it around and try to help people that have mental health issues to know how do I make this, so to speak, normal tip into something that I can actually do, so that this way you can take anything that somebody gives you a tip on or helps you with or whatever, you can take that and make it work for you. Okay, so this is why we're doing this specifically. So day 10's tip is reconnect with someone with whom you have fallen out of touch. That's a very difficult one sometimes, and that can be very difficult because those of us that struggle with mental health issues, we know how difficult it can be to reconnect with somebody that you've fallen out of touch with or that type of thing. So that being said, knowing that that is a difficult thing, especially in mental health, then what if we turn that around and we use it to reach out to ourselves? We do not do enough for ourselves. And I know this because in mental health, which I struggle with, I know that I am a people pleaser and I want to do everything for other people because that makes me feel good. And I often forget myself, and I will admit I still often forget myself and that I am important. So reconnecting with someone with whom you have fallen out of touch with, you can do that with somebody in your family, let's say, or your friends group or whatever, but you can also do that with yourself. If you're not comfortable, contacting people or going out to see people or whatever, just do that with yourself. Or, if you wanted to, you could write a letter to somebody that you cared about in the past and maybe you've fallen out of touch with them and stuff like that. Write them a letter and send it to them. Just tell them that you love them. Tell them they're important. Tell yourself those things. These are all important things that we need to learn to be able to do in this world, and it's not easy. The scripture that comes today, and this is one of my favorite scriptures. I'm going to take off my glasses so that I can see it really well because Sadly, these are not transition glasses, so excuse me. Anyway, so I don't have my reading glasses with it. But anyway, the scripture today comes from Ecclesiastes 4:9-10, and it's one of my favorites. And it says, 2 are better than 1 because they are a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up. Excuse me, sorry about that. Why this scripture seems to be one of my favorites is because I really appreciate that it is telling us that, we could do things on our own, but it's so much easier if we have somebody that we can rely on together. That's why Mandy and I do this live stream or these videos for you guys, is so that you know that you have somebody that you can rely on, that you can talk to, and we're not judging. And so these are things that work perfectly with this day 10 of reconnect with someone with whom you have fallen out of touch. So you can do that for yourself or somebody that maybe you loved in the past and you haven't spoken to, and you feel in your heart, maybe you've been thinking about them for a long time. Write them a letter if you don't feel comfortable to actually call them or any of those things. Write them a letter, just tell them. Or if you happen to have their cell phone number, you could text them. Just say, hey, thinking about you today. Leave it at that. If it opens up an avenue for you to talk to them, then fine. If it doesn't, you've done your part and you are doing something that you can feel better about, that you have tried. You've done something about that, and just leave it at that. It can be very difficult, but it also can be very fulfilling. All right, guys, that's it for today. See you tomorrow on day 11 already. Okay, bye.